fuck the plane you flew in on, fuck them shoes, fuck those socks with the bell on it, fuck your gay ass very faggot accent, fuck them cheap ass cigars, fuck your yuck mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America, so my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room, and if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you. Look, fuck you, fuck the plane you flew in on, fuck them shoes, fuck those socks with the bell on it, fuck your gay ass very faggot accent, fuck them cheap ass cigars, fuck your yuck mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America, so my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room, and if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
What's up, beautiful people? This is the second take of this recording because the first take, which has never happened before, my recorder froze. So I want you to understand what I'm about to really tell you is going to shut Darpa the fuck down. So Darpa, don't hack into my computer. Don't freeze my recording, motherfuckers. Sorry about the language, but when people hack into my shit and hack into my brain, and I have to consistently deal with it 24/7, and I know exactly what the fuck they're doing, it tends to get annoying. So I want you to understand, people, about your brain. How much do you really know about your brain? Listen up, and on a subconscious, metaphysical level, I want your brain to understand how it functions, because Darpa knows exactly how it functions, and it's time you learn exactly how your brain functions. The left and right brain functions consist of this. Left brain, analytic thought, the part of the brain where you use to analyze stuff. Most valuable part of the brain. But still, without the other parts, it's useless. The logic part of your brain. Language part of your brain. And remember, language, people, is very tricky because you're listening to a child assassin, and I want you to understand that when it comes to language, do you know how many languages there are in the world? And that's verbal language. That's one form of language. There's the language of lovers, which is based on body talk. There's the CIA bird calls, where they use bird calls to communicate. There's the MAVs, the mini aerial vehicle form of language, which is sound underlaid with digital binaural satanic encoding. Let's be honest. You don't understand the encoding because it's so encrypted and compressed. It's over your head, but not over your subconscious head. You understand? So then when you get into musical language, that's a whole nother form of language and communication. And then also you get into holographic pictorial language, which is something else Darpa uses on you and your subconscious by beaming in holographic images and pictures used to trigger specific parts of your brain. This is also a language. There's computer language, which is based on ones and zeros. 1 and 0, 1 and 0 in computer terms is on off. So whenever they want to turn something on or off in your brain, it is 1 and 0. They want to control your brain and train it like a computer so it can be controlled like a computer. So I want you to understand language and your brain. It's very, very complex, and people don't really think about it that much. You need to start to. You need to become consciously aware of these things. And then comes the science and math on the left part of the brain. Need I tell you about vectornism? I made up this word. But vectornism is based on the vector. Math and science. Vectornism is one of the biggest forms of math and science and rocket science that these Nazis actually use against you. All the aeronautical businesses, I will say, have vectornism symbolism in all of their logos. All of them. Every single one, from Russia to America to Japan to China, all of them. In their space programs, they use vector logos, vector-based logos. So this should tell you how vital and important vectornism, vector math, is important to the occult. Study it. I did a video on it. I had a few scientists go, finally somebody that did a video for us, that was based on the New World Order and vectornism. It's over most people's heads, but I will post it under this video. Study it. You'll get it after watching it a few times. So then comes the rationality and objectivity and reality-based parts of the brain. I don't really need to go into rationality, do I? Understand all these things can be affected if you're programmed like me, and they program your brain to work like a computer so it can be controlled like a computer. Your objectivity. What is your goal? What's the object of your fascination? Objectivity. Reality-based. Are your thoughts based in a rational reality? Is what I'm telling you conflicting with what you thought was reality? Of course it is. So this should tell you that your reality is not based in reality, because all reality-based thoughts are subject to change, because reality is based on what you're taught is the physical and the non-physical, and you're taught that, oh, I got a microphone in front of me. I can touch it. This is my reality. There's a whole reality of things that you can't touch. There's a whole reality of things that are there, but because of your reality, you don't believe these things exist. So in your reality, they don't. It is the metaphysical reality, which is very, very real. So then you have the skydives with the parachute part of your brain. It's when you get excited and jump off a cliff, and then the parachute just like poof comes open and it catches you like, hey, it's okay. That's all the left side of your brain. So now let's go over to the right side of the brain. Thought. We all need thought, don't we? Some people don't. They're just idiots. New World Order. That's why they're hacking into everyone else's brains, because they're thoughtless drones. Intuition. Ladies, intuition, right side of the brain. You know how they say the male is the left side of the brain and the women is the right side of the brain? Intuition, women. You can't beat female intuition. But DARPA, tries to hack into it and dumb you ladies down. When you meet a guy and, he's throwing you good game and your intuition kicks in, this motherfucker ain't worth shit. Intuition. Listen to it, ladies. Use it. Protect it. Creativity. I'm using my creative part of my brain now to make this video. I'm very creative. I'm an artist. I'm a turntablist. I'm an MC, DJ, musician, graphic artist. I can go on and on, but what for? That's creativity. Be as creative as possible, because through creativity allows the rest of the parts of your brain to grow in unfathomable levels of creativity and self-expression of self. That comes from creativity. Word is born. Art and music. Need I get into art and music, which is another form of language, communication, and why the Nazis control the art world and control the music world. You have no idea how powerful art and music are combined, and how these Nazi DARPA fucks even use it as a weapon against you. Are you aware of exactly how? Do you shop? Do you go to a supermarket? Is there music playing to put you in a relaxing mood? Or, oh, that's my song, and you're sitting there shopping, singing along in your head. La, 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 la. Buy something. Art and music. Use as a weapon against you to become more of a consumer. I'm driving my car. I'm listening to the Nazi-run and controlled radio that's via satellite, which is pumping your brain with a subliminal signal through radio frequencies, but you're not conscious of it. That's the radio. And then you're driving by, your favorite restaurant, or you see a billboard that's designed to get you to buy something, or to cater to your subconscious, or to promote something to you. All of this happens within seconds. This is art and music. Utilized as a weapon against your subconscious. Were you aware of it before you heard this from me? Most of you know, a few of you, yes. But hopefully now your subconscious will become aware of these things and how they're being utilized as weaponry against your mind and subconscious. Facebook, the internet, it is the same way. DARPA pumps subliminal signals, silent sound, into your mind. Silent sound was doable in 1974. It was actually started in 1954, but patented in 1974. Silent sound is radio-based frequencies that communicate with the specific parts of your brain on a subliminal level, and programs your brain on a subliminal level. Silent sound, combined with art and music. It is a diabolical Nazi weapon designed to destroy your subconscious. Next, we have risk-taking. How many of you take risk? I'm taking a risk right now by doing this video and trying to inform people of the truth about Darpa, because Darpa don't want you to know this. Because when I first tried to record this, which they should have let me do the first recording because it wasn't this thorough. So now I'm doing a second recording and making it even worse. Risk taking. I do videos and talk about things that some people will be like, oh, that's crazy. That's too crazy for me. Turn it off. Hey, fuck you. Other people will be like, that's the shit I'm looking for. I needed to know that. Damn, I feel much better because I know this now. That's a brother that knows what the fuck is up. Thank you. Bless you. To those people. And to all you other sleepers, keep on sleeping. Don't need you. So then you have the impetus part of your brain. Ladies and gentlemen, they love to play with this shit. For you men that can't get it up, they just send a frequency. Hey, impetus part of the brain, don't get it up. Because we don't want him to fuck this girl. Ladies, you say, oh, I'm not in the mood. Well, your cell phone or through your computer is probably pumping a message to you in your impetus part of your brain saying, don't fuck him. Because maybe it might be somebody that you're supposed to be with. And DARPA doesn't want you to get with that person. Because they're not a DARPA, CIA, fucking Sith that they send in on you to impregnate you to have a fucking demon. Hey, they do that too. Let's be honest. I mean, this is what Facebook was pretty much designed for, ladies. It is single-handedly the best stalking tool for the CIA and DARPA. What do you like? Who are your friends? What books do you like? What were you doing at 3:45? Where are you going? Oh, okay. Let's send our Sith here at 3:43. Oh, she likes this, this, and this, and this. So go over there, say all the right things, get her in bed, and give us a demonic baby. That's how it is. Facebook. Fantasy-based. Also the right side of the brain. We all dream. We all have our fantasies and things that, we want to create, things that we want to do. Me specifically, you want to know my fantasy? You want to know my fantasy, ladies? I got a fantasy. You want to know? Okay, I'm going to tell you my fantasy. I've never said this to anyone. I'm going to be explicit because we're talking about the fantasy part of the brain. I got a fantasy. You want to know what my deepest fantasy is? A bunch of female assassins, really hot, really dangerous, fucking ruthless as fuck. Just kill all the fucking Nazis. And then we create our own society where nobody can fuck with us. That's my fantasy. And I'm like the head of this society. Because they really don't like men. They're kind of really sick of them. All of them. So that's my fantasy. If you want to know in a nutshell, that's what X-Formers is. Sorry, men, but just keeping it real. Because I've witnessed so many men do so much fucked up shit to women. Ladies, I don't blame you. So this is my fantasy. You want to know my fantasy? That's my fantasy. So anyway, let's move on to the pompous windbag and nest part of the brain. Men. This is where they just generate and fucking sit out of. Pompous windbag part of the brain. It's the back side of the brain. Where you just walk up and I got a big dick, I got big balls. See, this is Caesar Augusta. He's the pompous windbag, and that's all he operates on is this. And so is the Mexican cartel. Pompous windbags. You know what a pompous windbag is? A pompous windbag is a motherfucker that'll come up to you acting like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, I got big dick, I'm in the Mexican cartel, I'm the big man. And then I walk up to him, I was like, oh, really? And then dig in my pocket, pull out a needle. I say, see this? And I'll poke him with it. And then he deflates with a fucking needle. Now you understand, men. So anyway, let's move on to getting to more intricate parts of the brain. So I was getting to the left and right side, but you got to understand when you're looking at the brain from the left and the right, okay. Now we're going to look at the brain from the side view of the brain. How the brain operates like fully as one. So at the back side of the brain, the very back tip of the brain, you have your planning and emotion and judgment and prefrontal cortex. Now, prefrontal, get it? We're at the back side of the brain, but it's the prefrontal because the brain operates as one operation. And so it really has no back. It is aware of itself fully in all angles, circularly, in a full circumference. So there really is no back or front part of the brain when it's actually understood and broken down. So let's move back to the next part of the brain, which we're moving forward. And the next part of the brain is the coordination of physical action, motor association cortex, imagination. The association area. Now, imagination. I just told you about my fantasy, but in order to have my fantasy, it was, I had to do my imagination to create X-formers. It's my imagination. It's very creative. The government is so scared of X-formers, people. You have no idea how scared they are of it. Because the Nazis are a bunch of homosexual men that rape women and kids. That's the bottom line. So I wanted to create an assassin force of women. And yeah, they have kids, I'm sure. Women do that. That are just really sick of these motherfuckers because they realize, okay, all right, it's us or them. Ladies, I really studied the Amazonian culture. I love the Amazon and the Amazonian culture. Why do you think Brazil has the most beautiful creatures to ever walk this earth to come out of Brazil? That's the Amazon, people. The Amazon forest where these Nazi scumbag fucks, Mitsubishi and all kinds of other companies are going in and destroying. That is our biggest oxygen supply on earth. Dumbasses. Men. So I've really studied Amazonian culture. This was really, part of the basis to X-formers. Because I understood why the ladies were like this. Because throughout all history, the men, yes, the men, would go in and do whatever the fuck they wanted to the ladies. If you were, say, an Egyptian lady and got conquered by the Romans would kill the men and take the women and breed into them. And all of a sudden, no more Egyptians. You ain't Egyptian. You're Roman. You ain't Nubian descendant. You're Roman. I fucked you for 3 generations and bred out your generation. So forget about it, right? Right. This is what the Nazis did history. War. So if you study history, it's always been about the ladies. Even the war in heaven was about the women. Because the Nephilim came down to our world and saw our sisters, our mothers, our daughters, and said, hey, I want to get a piece of that. And God said, no, you can't have a piece of that. And then Lucifer and his minions said, oh, really? And they came down and raped the women and the children. Young girls. Pedophilia. It started like this. Always with the women. So, my imagination and my fantasy is to create a force so fucking ruthless, with all the pent-up rage of all of these tormented lives and destroyed lives of incredible women. A force that could never, ever be stopped if you fuck with them. So, this is my imagination. This is my fantasy. I use a part of my brain to do this. And so then when Darpa looked inside my brain and saw this, it got scared. Because it's controlled and run by satanic Nazis. And I actually have a very, very well-rounded view of what love is and what God is. That cannot be changed. It won't be changed. I mean, when it comes down to, laying down the law, so to speak, my law is my law. It's not going to change. It's the law of God and creation and what I call the wrath. So let's move on to the next part of the brain. Initiation of voluntary movement. Now, I have personal experience with this. I have a broken arm right now that the Nazis broke my arm so they could put in a bar which they could use as a microchip and a recording device of my thoughts. Yep, that's what they use it for. Legionnaires, that's what I have in my arm. So I beat these motherfuckers with this thing in my arm. That's how good I am. Get that straight, Darpa. I know this shit came straight from you. So I want you to understand, I'm a martial artist. I know how to fight. So in France, they had he had to be 18 or 19 years old, a kickboxer, come up to me. And so whenever I would fight him, they were hitting this part of my brain. Initiation and voluntary movement. Now, every time I went to hit this kid, I would get this pulse in my brain saying, oh, don't hit him, he's just a young kid. And so I wouldn't hit him. But that was a forced digital involuntary function that they pushed on me. I wanted to hit him. I wanted to beat the shit out of him. I let him break my arm. So the Nazis, they had to break my arm to put this thing in to keep me under control. Because the Legionnaires triggered me. In Paris, they triggered me by shooting at me. Because I did tell you I snuck in the underground base, the Stargate, Rothschild, Nazi bomb shelter in the Bastille fort of Paris. It's a secret base. I told you the Legionnaires shot at me. I wasn't kidding. They triggered me. So after that, they didn't hit me. We were cool. What's up, Legion? Whoop, whoop. So then let's move on to the next part of the brain. So we're from the kind of middle part to the mid-frontal part. It's the tactical information. Now, I want you to know that, for us soldiers, assassins, plotters, the real genius motherfuckers, this part of the brain is the most attacked. Because they always want to know, okay, what's he going to do? What's he doing now? What's he thinking? What's he planning? I mean, seriously, this is how DARPA programs their computers. Whenever you get one of these fat Nazi fucks come home, okay, let's see what so-and-so's doing. What's he thinking? What's he up to now? Oh, no! You don't have this time and you don't have this time? What happened? What's breaking down? This is how they think. They are psychotic, mental fucking rapist thieves. Oh, no, we don't have this person under control. What happened? What's going on? This is what they're saying right now. Because they don't have control of me, and they will never have control of me. So that's your tactical information. So I want you to understand that it is your primary soma tertiary cortex. We all know what a soma is. It's kind of like when you go back into meditation and you get your subliminal programming, deep relaxation, tactical information. Because you can't really be tactical freaking out and doing stupid shit. I mean, that's not tactical. A tactical person is cool, calm, collective. So anyway, let's move on. Processing and multi-sensory information. Sensory association area, one of the most attacked places by DARPA. So I want you to understand that when you're having sex, this is the part of the brain that's going off. Your sensory perception. If they do music that's going to hit your sexual cortex, they do it to stimulate this cortex. When you're in the club and you're like, oh, that's my song, it's hitting you there. Making you feel good. Get some drinks. Go home and fuck. This is what the Satanic Order has designed the music to do. So then let's get to the frontal part of the brain, the visual memory. You have no idea how amazing your visual memory is. You can see something for a quarter of a second and then be able to recall it. Your memory, your visual memory is absolutely incredible. If you've ever seen the film, I think it's Limitless, you'll understand like what I'm talking about. You have the ability to recall things that happened to you as a child. If you really believe you do and know you do. And through DARPA and all of these other satanic mechanisms, they block that shit. Honestly, through this part of the brain. They send little Sith triggers and sit inside your brain. Okay, with brain mapping, they say, oh, okay, well, when he was 5, we did this. We raped him. We raped her. We don't want her to remember that. Okay, so put a little goo trigger right here. Block that. Okay? CIA mind cap. And then patent it. And then if anybody tries to, undo it, trigger them to say, this is a CIA mind cap, 64728934, punishable by death if tampered with. I already moved through those things. So, it was funny when I was moving through the CIA mind caps in my head, and my head's telling me, if you tamper with this, you're going to kill yourself, or we're going to come kill you. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not kidding, people. This is what you have to go through when you undo your assassin mind control programming. It's pretty fucking funny, actually. I just laughed at the shit. And then watch all the cars and my neighbors turn their lights on and oh shit, the trigger's gone. It sent out the signal. He's getting this part of his memory back. Send out the harp cars. Send out the witches to curse it again. We need to put another trigger there. We can't have him making a video about it. I'm not kidding. This is why I'm surrounded by CIA gang stalkers and have Cesar Augusto right across the street. A man that stole 70 grand from me because he works for the cartel and he's a pompous fucking windbag. So then let's move to the frontal part of the brain, the sight and visual cortex. Everything you see is recorded. Everything you see can be recalled. Darpa has technology to where they can tap into that part of your brain and digitally relay the image back through Echelon and Tempest, and so they can get a visual image through your eyes of your day, along with full play-by-play memory playback. Whoa! So you're walking down the street and you're thinking this, and they can play that shit back for their computers. Now, let's move down to towards the back to the middle back side of the brain, where you have your anticipation and verbs, the Broca's area. This is really connected to the pineal gland also. When you get excited, this is your adrenaline. This is basically your adrenaline trigger, Assassins. Anticipation. So when your adrenaline starts running, it runs through this part and is triggered through this part. Because if a car is about to hit you, this anticipation trigger slows everything down. Says, hold up. You look around. Oh, you got like 5 ways to get out of this. Pick one. That's that part of the brain. This is some assassin shit, by the way. Yes, our minds work like that. So, now you have the hearing and authority cortex. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Right next to that, you have the hearing and authority cortex. Who's in charge? Well, I can tell you right now, motherfuckers, I'm in charge. You hear me, Darpa? So they specifically, this is again around under the pineal gland area. The hearing and authority. Now, I want you to understand how this part of your brain is so vital to protect from them. The hearing and authority cortex. Because, like I was explaining to you about sound, now I want you to understand what they do to me, and this is specifically for the assassins and targeted individuals. Now, these cars that drive by my house are always hitting my window with nanotechnology. And this nanotechnology hits my window because there's somebody that keeps laser painting my window. And what I mean by laser painting is they take a laser, military grade, targeting mechanism, the same shit that they use when they launch a fucking missile at your house. And those, those so-called drug dealers that they just want to blow up their house. And they say, okay, planes will be here like 0400. Is the house painted? That's what they say, military talk. Okay, target painted. So they paint my window. Let's be honest, CIA, Darpa. I know how your shit works. They can also paint you when you're walking down the street. You heard me. They paint you. They put a laser target on you. So when you walk around, these cars drive around throwing nanotechnology at you, hit your clothes, and then crawl into your body. Not kidding. This is their shit that they don't want you knowing about. So, hearing and authority, people. I want you to understand that there is a hearing that you don't hear, so to speak, like a dog whistle. You can blow a dog whistle all day long, but you don't hear it, but a dog hears it. This is also the same concept as silent sound. Your hearing and authoritative part of the brain hears it. During mind control, they specifically program this part of the brain for them to be in control of you and say, okay, if they want to put you under control, they'll send a nanomite. Say I'm agent 6434-82. Well, agent 64347-82, we want you to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And they compress it into a silent sound frequency that's put in a nanomite. The nanomite hits the window in a shell. That shell breaks when it hits the window. And then the nanomite comes in through the window and then goes into my body. But I want you to understand the shell that breaks, it also has a digital acceptance code to coincide with the other authoritative programming that has a code that says CIA, assassin number, blah, 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 encoding, accept encoding. And then the signal from the nano that's already in me, say the trigger, sends back out a signal through silent sound, encoding, accepted, and then the nanomite comes in with the new information, with the new programming, and programs you through the through your hearing authority cortex. And you don't even hear a thing. This is what they did to me. Now, I want you to really understand that if I didn't know this, and if I didn't understand this, how else would any of this conversation and anything that I've talked about come to be? This is stuff that you don't understand unless you had to go through it and deprogram yourself. So I want you to understand that I really was taken by the government as a child and programmed this way. This is why I have a CIA house full of motherfuckers across the street from me. Narco government Mexican motherfucker living across the street, directly across the street from me. And then Mr., sprinkle some money down to the cops and everybody else, Cesar Augusta, who took me for 70 grand, which he had no idea what the fuck he stepped into. They don't tell you that. See, all the stuff that I'm talking about right now is way over their pay grade. But they're starting to understand what the fuck they stepped into and what's coming for all of them. The only thing that can save their ass is for them to say, I'm really fucking sorry, and give me all their fucking money. That's about it. And then go to the streets and let the Mexican people look at you and see what a pitiful fucking bitch you are. That's about the only thing that can save your life. So anyway, Let's move down to the big part of the brain that's where the brain stem is connected to. That is the bottom part of the brain. It is the memory of sound, auditory association area. I'm a musician. I've already explained to you the things that they can do to sound. Subliminal sound. Please watch the video by John Todd called Musical Spells. It's all about witchcraft and music. If you don't believe me, I like to use this example about the wicked bitch, occultist, Zionist Madonna. When she uses the occultist lyrics of an incantation, it's like a prayer. There's nothing like a prayer. Except, what's the opposite of a prayer? A curse. That's what she's talking about. That's what her song is. It's like a prayer. It is a curse. All her music are musical curses. All these people that sell out to the Illuminati with hip-hop, rap, whatever, even the movies. Movies are visual curses mixed with sound auditory curses. But your subconscious, visually, on an auditory and a visual level, are not aware of these things. So then in Madonna's song, In the Midnight Hour, I Can Feel Your Power. Well, I want you to know, midnight hour, what is it? Death of the old day, birth of the new day. Witchcraft. This is when witches always sacrifice children. Then when you get into the solstice, when they celebrate the solstice, which, you know, Easter, during Easter, which is based on Astaris, the Greek god, Astaris, doesn't have anything to do with Christ. It's an overmass pagan holiday and always has been for thousands of years. It means death of the god, birth of the goddess. So the solstice celebrates this. Wicca, witchcraft, demonic bitches. So I want you to know, and I just want to clarify this, my ex-formers, my ladies, the ex-former ladies, they hate you. They hate you more than they hate the men, because ladies, I can promise you there's nothing that should be killed and destroyed more so than you wicked bitches. Because the men, that's expected. Let's be honest, they're men. But for the women that get down with these men and try to say, oh, we're with the goddess and this and this and this, and be with these faggots, homosexuals, you deserve exactly what's coming for you. All of you. Don't think that we forgot about you wicked bitches. Like Madonna just singing, oh, it's like a prayer. Well, your curses and your prayers can't help you, bitch. Seriously. I mean, what do you do to a witch that knowingly makes music and albums literally cursing millions of people, and every time they listen to her wicked shit? Huh? What do you say to some bitch like this? And all of you, how many of you got Madonna records? It's all cursed. How many of you are God-loving and God-fearing people? Wake the fuck up. So now I'm going to get to my vital information. That Darpa is just kicking themselves right now because they deleted the first video. They stopped the recording. So I was tinkering around in my computer, tinkering. And guess what I found? Okay, people, you know when your computer starts being really slow, starts acting up, That's because of the memory. Because the memory is being clogged up. Windows, Bill Gates. I know what you do for Darpa. I know what you designed for Darpa. I know how much that you allowed them to hack into my computer, Mr. Gates. Mr. Gatekeeper, Bill Gates. So check this out, people. Your memory. They store brain mapping in your memory now, in the new computers. Ain't that right, Bill? Huh? You want to tell everybody about that, Bill Gates, Windows, Apple, how you do that? And then also, cell phones are used to do this too. This is why there are mini microcomputers now. Echelon and Tempest are massive computers. They cannot store everyone's brain mapping. It's too massive. I mean, one person's brain literally is like, can be like the capacity of one Tempest. So can you imagine how obscene the I don't know, the facility would be for one person if they continue to map the whole brain and every thought, and it's just insane. So what they've done is develop micro compression of specific points that are vital to controlling you. And they back these transitional points up in your memory. Now, if you have a cell phone, I know you people have heard of people talking about they send frequencies to your phone through the hours of 2 and 4 o'clock at night. In Romania, it's between 1 and 3. Well, what they're actually doing is they're taking the brain mapping, it's analyzed. Okay, well, we want to make a time shift here. Oh, they heard the Zacchaeus video? Oh, no, we don't want them remembering that. Oh, shit, we have a time jump to where we want to wipe everybody's memory of the last 4 days, and then make a time adjustment, and then make everybody not remember, kind of like some Men in Black shit, but on a massive worldwide level. So then we need to do a time jump and make everybody remember this. And I want you to understand something, people. These things, when they do this, they don't affect the tribes. The tribes that still live away from humanity, that don't know the difference between Monday and Sunday, that don't know the difference between January and February. It is just the season of the hot season, cold season, day and night. And it just goes on. So when the New World Order, Darpa, does adjustments like this worldwide, they can't do adjustments on those people. They don't really need to, because these adjustments don't affect these people, because they don't live their lives by the clock, by months, by days. But they do this, and I can promise you they do this. And I mean, the fact is, let me prove it to you. Have you ever picked up your cell phone and it's the wrong day, and you could have sworn it was this day, and then you look at your cell phone and you're like, I thought it was, what the fuck? How many times does that happen? And then you go to your computer and your computer says, oh, it's this day. And then you adjust your cell phone, or you adjust your computer from your cell phone, one or the other. That's when you know there's been a major time adjustment done by Darpa on your brain, on the clocks, on the computers. This is what they use them for. So how many times has this happened to all of you? Now you know what it is. Now all the governments are going to know exactly what DARPA is doing to them through cell phones, through computers, through silent sound, through hacking, through mental and physical manipulation of our time field and magnetic field around the earth and us as humans. They think they're gods. They think because they have the power to do this, they can do it. This is why the cartel, has the windbag syndrome. This is why Cesar Augusta is set up across the street from me, because Mexican cartel, they all know about this shit at a certain level. I mean, I had their kids, outside the other day when I was, battling a nanomite that they threw in my window, and they're sitting there, cheering it on. They're kids. I'm not kidding. So if their kids know about that shit, they know about the shit that I'm talking about right now. So all I can tell you is anybody that knows about this shit, that uses this shit on humanity, guess what? I got a surprise for you. You're dead. You're all fucking dead. No one has the right to mess with time, the human mind, and the earth in this way. You're not God. And sure as hell, God would never, ever let someone as stupid and as ignorant as these fucking faggot-eyes, homosexual, pedophile, rapist, satanic occultists get away with such a thing. So welcome to the real world and welcome to the real news, people. Be aware. I'm talking to your subconscious brain. Protect yourself. Become aware. Wake up. Utilize your power. Walk in the light, people, and know that these motherfuckers, their time's coming. And don't think that my X-Formers is just a fantasy. Peace.
Them shoes, fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck your gay ass fairy faggot accent. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. With my Lambo, you nigga. I get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you. Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck your gay ass fairy faggot accent. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. With my Lambo, blue nigga. I get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you. Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck your gay ass fairy faggot accent. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. But my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.